Did you say you had a Giants lineup?
Yes, we do.
Who's hitting where?
Wisely is leading off and playing shortstop. Heliot Ramos is back in center, batting 2. Patrick Bailey catching and batting 3rd. Conforto cleanup, he's in left. Soler is DHing, batting 5th. Yastrzemski in right, batting 6th. Then Estrada at 2nd. Trenton Brooks playing 1st, batting 8th. And Casey Schmidt playing the hot corner. Chappie off today again.
Yeah, he got a little ding there in Texas on Saturday. That's not great. That's not great.
Yeah, but, he's your best player. Is he? I think he is.
It feels like Heliot Ramos is right now. I get what you're saying.
When Heliot Ramos starts making Brooks Robinson plays at third base on a nightly basis, then he will be your best player.
Heliot Ramos has been playing some pretty good center field and an OPS over 900.
I know.
So, and didn't you say earlier today that now you hit your best hitter second? Did you say that?
Yeah.
And where's Ramos hitting tonight?
Second.
Vamos Ramos. Okay?
I like how he wears his uniform. You talk about swagger. I love how he wears his uniform. I love the pants that look like Bermuda shorts.
Before we do all the football stuff, and by the way, yeah, Kyle Harrison's throwing in this game, and his dad's going to join us in 90 minutes. FP will ask if he'd like to be traded. But the Ramos thing is fascinating to me. We were throwing this around on Friday. I would love to know what you think. It feels to me like whatever was going on with Casey Schmidt for 2 weeks last year and whatever was going on for 2 weeks with Matos this year has not sort of been transferred to Ramos. In other words, the hype machine went for Casey, and then everyone went, oh, never mind. He swings at everything.
Everything.
And then the Matos thing, the hype train got going, and then everyone went, oh, he's struggling. And then everyone got really ticked because he got sent down. Meantime, Ramos has had a huge uptick, but I'd argue even before that was playing really well. Now, this is much more sustained than anything we saw with Matos or Schmidt. He has, in a month plus, become their best player. Where's the hype train? Why can't this be our big, hot shot, homegrown outfielder?
I mean, it is.
But does it feel like, am I missing something?
No, but this is how it goes. There's times when this is your number one prospect. He comes up. He does okay, has a decent career. And there's some guy that's your 10th prospect or whatever that comes up and, oh, this is a guy. Juan Soto was just a pretty big prospect, but he wasn't the number one guy.
Yeah, but Ramos, people forget this. Prior to Luciano, Ramos was the big prospect. And then they bordered on giving up on him. This is a first-round draft pick. 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But he's a first-round draft pick.
Everybody progresses at their own pace for whatever reason.
Bobby Evans said to us, we drafted him because we thought he could be an all-star.
Well.
Said that to us last week.
He got a chance this year. Bobby didn't say when.
Exactly.
I've seen guys get it when they're 30, 29,
brother,
31.
I'm really excited about him.
Well, when he starts walking 4 times and he's commanding the strike zone like that,
yes.
He gets a little bat flip when he walks. Like, there's swagger there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Where's the train? I want to get on the train.
Would you trade him?
No.
I'm telling you, I want somebody big. That's what it's going to take. And the kid pitching tonight.
Really?
Yeah, his dad didn't want to hear this, but that's true.
Well, sure. That would fetch you the most. I don't think you need to do that at the deadline anymore. People aren't giving those guys up at the deadline anymore.
No.
You're not giving people up who are in your lineup that night batting second. You're giving up people who are on the farm. You could have the big names on the farm. You can't have our two-hole.
I think Giants fans would freak out if they traded Luis Matos.
You keep bringing up Lindor.
Bo Bichette.
Okay.
I like Lindor because he's a switch hitter.
Go there.
I like the switch hitting.
Would you trade Matos for Bo Bichette?
Yeah.
So would I.
Yeah. I would. It takes cojones to do that, but you got to.
I mean,
it depends, dude. You cross this bridge. Like, they're talking about it right now. They have all the scenarios, right? It's June.
Sure.
But you pull the trigger on all these rumors. You're sending out feelers, text messages right now. Hey, what about this? What about that? Is this guy on the table? I know this sounds stupid, but is this guy on the table? And then you pull the trigger on it based on where you are in July. And a lot can happen between now and July with health, with performance, with standings, with wins and losses. And then you have to decide, are we this or are we that? Are we putting our chips in the middle? Are we going for this thing? They're 8 games back of the Dodgers, right? Is that what I saw today? That's not crazy. That's not the worst thing in the world.
They are 8.5 games back.
8.5.
Yes.
I saw 8 yesterday.
And the Padres are 8.
But still not like they're 20 games back
fine.
right now.
They're fine. They're tied for the 3rd wild card. They're a half game back in the 2nd wild card.
You're 5 back of the Dodgers on July 30th. What do you do?
Let's go.
Let's go. I think if you're 8 back, you do that. I don't think that's the craziest thing in the world.
You know who the Giants... Are you a war guy? And I don't mean that in a political sense.
No, I like peace. I make love, not war.
Perfect. What about baseball war?
I don't care.
You don't care?
I should.
Do you think...
I do. I'm a broadcaster.
No. Do you think it's an accurate reflection of what someone's doing?
It depends whose it is, and I can't keep up with all the stuff they throw in the cruncher. It's like there's Baseball Reference, there's Fangraphs, there's 18 different wars that some prioritize different things than others. So like war to me is different based on if it's F war, if it's Baseball Reference. There's other ones too that I don't know, but they put all these things into a pot, and some prioritize getting on the field and actually posting, which I think is great. Some prioritize defense, which I think is great, and some are just strictly offense. And I don't know which one is which, and I don't care. Well,
I pull it up now because it is fascinating, I think, and leads to one of my questions about why there's not a bigger hype train going on right now about Heliot Ramos. The team leader in WAR is Matt Chapman, 2.6. Heliot Ramos is number 2. He has already passed Lamont Wade in terms of his supposed effect, his overall, the wins above replacement. Elliott's at 2.1. He's done that in 29 games. Chapman at 64. So in less than half as many games, he has now become number 2. He has already passed Wade. He's already passed Bailey. We said that Wade was having an all-star year. His OPS is 896. Ramos is 938. Like, this guy has not been good. He's been great. Great. Like, legitimately great now for 30 games.
Yeah.
For 30 games. Not 10. 30 games.
It's a chicken or egg, though, thing. Like, he's been great because he's playing. Well, I guarantee if Austin Slater was sitting here off the record, he would say, I could do that if I played every day.
No, he couldn't.
That's what he would tell you.
938 against righties and lefties? He can't hit right-handers. He's never been able to hit right-handers. He's an all-star against lefties.
Has he been given a chance to hit right-handers on a consistent basis?
We could look up his career.
Argument.
Yeah. I mean, career-wise, I don't think he's earned that chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think if you let him play and he stayed healthy, which has been the big bugaboo with him. He's got talent off the charts.
He's been a good player. He's been a good player. I have hated the slander that he's taken because of 36 bad at-bats this year and because of people's excitement about the young guys. I get it, but it's been kind of silly. Everybody's just like, DFA him. He stinks. He's been on the team for 7 years. And this is his first, like none of the years. They've either been okay or really good every year.
But the Matos thing and the Slater thing has nothing to do with Austin Slater, my take on it. I wish Luis Matos wouldn't have got sent down. I just think when you show confidence in a kid and you want to develop championship players that know how to succeed in championship scenarios and are winning players, that they have to be able to fight through adversity. And they have to learn from that. And championship innings, 7, 8, and 9. Like, if you want a guy that knows how to get a big hit in 7, 8, or 9, you can't pinch hit for him in 7, 8, or 9 consistently. If you want a championship player that has a slump for 2 weeks, he has to be able to fight through that slump for 2 weeks to come out on the other side to be a winning player and a championship player. So if you're just worried about winning today and there's pressure on winning the game today, and you're not looking at prospects and what a 22, 23, 24-year-old kid in the mindset and that there's human beings inside that uniform, it just depends on what you're looking for. But if you're looking for, did Will Clark struggle when he came up? Yeah. Did Robbie Thompson struggle when they came up? Yeah. Did Bryce Harper struggle when he came up? Yeah. But they got to fight through it, and they had people believe in him. And when you believe in somebody and you show confidence in somebody and you say, hey, I believe in you, then you get championship style players. Then you get winners. But if every time you struggle, you go back to the minor leagues, and every time you have a little bit of difficulty, you go backwards, then you're not developing that player that you want to hit in the bottom of the ninth in Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you. I just think, and this is going to sound a little bit cruel, but I think that him getting set down was kind of Casey Schmidt and Marco Luciano's fault. Like that's
a numbers game.
Well, there's such a hole at shortstop, they couldn't send down any of the people who potentially could maybe play an inning at shortstop. So it's like Wisely, you stay. At the time, Tyler Fitzgerald, you stay. Casey Schmidt, you stay. We're going to keep all of you because we need people who can potentially play shortstop on a nightly basis until Nick Ahmed gets back.
So Nick comes back, Matos comes up?
My fantasy is yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And by the way, I took blame for getting on you the other day on air.
You got on me?
Remember when I came on for the final pitch or whatever the hell we call it, and you said the first question was about Austin Slater, and I said, the Giants just had two of their greatest comebacks ever. They came back last night in New York, and your first question's about, you were right, about Austin Slater? And I was like, what? Tongue in cheek, but I had to get on you a little bit. Yep. But you're right.
Yeah, I walked out. I went home that night. I go, it was the right question. Damn it! I knew it was the right question.
It was.
No, I get it.
Well, maybe just not lead with that, okay? When you have two epic, historic comebacks back-to-back nights.
I'm going to ask the question that I think people are thinking about.